No, 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 no! Alright, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Krod7435. We back at it once again. Unfortunately, a day has been pretty crappy, and then again, my favorite team out of all teams in the NBA has officially lost to the Boston Celtics. And bet has been paid to Bruinsteel, my homie Jeff Shu, that lives in China. But fuck you, nigga, fuck you. But we are definitely you know, in awe. But I did not realize that we got our asses fucked. Which I'm actually gonna watch the Clippers versus Jazz game after this video, or after a few videos. But nah, man, that was a really crazy, you know, game. I really thought we were gonna, you know, basically try to step up, but nah, man, like I literally, you know, thought wrong, and I thought that we were going to do something pretty good, but no, like, you know, this is what really pissed me off about this game, because, you know, well, put it like this: Jimmy did not have his best game, you know, playing that night, but then again, it was all because of the refs, and I put all the blame onto my team for not stepping up on a rebound and then just letting, you know, the Celtics bang a lot of fucking, you know, threes. And that's what pisses me off at the most when it comes down to our defense, because, you know, because I'm really not going to lie, I get really effing pissed when we don't play defense, and it gets us to a point where we're not even coming off on where we're supposed to be, and then everybody is just basically letting all these people, or basically letting all these shooters wide open, and that's what just gets us to the point where, like, basically where, like, we're just like, alright, yeah, well, you know what, like, that's just a piece of shit. And now that we're seeing it, it's just like, no, personally, to me, like, this isn't fair. This isn't good for us to progress. And I mean, I really wanted us to make it to the semifinals. And yeah, that's just actually kind of funny. Like, actually looking at that. Yo, dude, I was super pissed at this game, but I really wanted to take a look at, you know, at the stats. And bro, oh, dude, I legit got super heated when Jeff was talking to me. And I was like, bro, you know what? Because if my team won tonight, that would have been Game 7. I would have been telling him, oh yeah, bitch, my team is going straight to the fucking finals. I would have been trash talking the shit out of him. I don't think he realizes how much of a good friend I am just to kind of be like that, but but then again, he kind of dicks around with me. So, you know, personally, you know, like, credits to Jeff. You know, his team actually got the best of us. But wait, what game is this? Is this game 7? Oh yeah, probably this game. Okay, so Huerter, he shot 12. Yeah, basically nobody didn't go off because Isaiah only had 12. So technically, Bradley had 23. So, you know, with that, Jimmy Butler had 23. Yeah, Wade didn't really do too much. Dude, Wade got, dude, Wade kind of got me pissed because I was like, dude, come on, bro. Like, we definitely need some buckets, but this nigga Cristiano Felicio got me fucking pissed off. Denzel Valentine, he did alright, but I can't blame him because he didn't really have anything going down in his favor. Wade, he tried his best. At least he tried to pass the ball. But Jimmy, he was our main player. We just need to have better backcourt and better, you know, benching. Because if we don't have that, we're definitely going to be in big trouble leading into, you know, like the next few years. And I don't really see our team going that far if we can't seem to fucking be smarter on defense, because that's like the biggest thing that's really pissing me off right now. Because if we're not going to play any good defense, then, you know, that's what's going to make us get caught up with the fucking Boston Celtics, and then all those like you know, bitchy, you know, players that try to get one up on us. And it's just not going to work into our favor. So we need to learn how to get ourselves, reconciliated well with the ball more. And we have to understand, it's not just, about taking your opponent one-on-one. You have to, execute well on passings and making sure if there's a man wide open, give it to him and let him shoot. It doesn't matter how many times he shoots it. It just matters that you just play good basketball on that play. And I think, with the quality of, playoff contention, it's not to the sense where we see players going more crazy with, point lines, or basically just trying to have a really good game. But no, it's just that's never to be the case, and we understand why this is the case, to know that there's a lot of players that want to win, and we are now trying to see that this is not about just trying to basically trying to show out. This is about to be all about passing, using good teamwork, communication, using good defensive skills, and everything. And to my opinion, the Bulls, yes, we did fuck up in game 4 and 5 and all the way up to 6, but go fuck yourselves. And to all you Celtics fans, suck my dick. But oh, dude, I'm so fucking pissed, bro. Dude, I can't wait till Jeff comes back to the US, and then I could just make a video of me just beating his ass with a Celtics jersey. Oh yeah, that would be such a good fight. Nah, just kidding. But no, definitely. If we want to talk about what are the Bulls' chances of becoming a good 4-3 seed for next year, or probably even higher seed than that, because I can definitely see Chicago and Boston going at it for a number 2 or 3 seed. But it's going to be very difficult for us to rebuild rather than Boston, because they have more talent. Because Al Horford, put it like this: if Boston manages to go through Cleveland in the Eastern Conference semifinals, and they were actually lucky to beat Washington, yeah, I want to say that's about correct, because there's only about total of 16 teams, so 8 teams left, and then 4 teams in Eastern Conference Finals, and then the finals. But no, just by looking at this bracket, if it can load up on time, because I fucking hate it when my damn brackets are not loading up, man. This is why we don't like technology being so slow. And that's why my computer renders so much, because it's just a piece of shit, dude. Yeah, so technically, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Yeah, I was right. But, yeah, basically, if Boston can outweigh Washington, which I think Washington's going to beat Boston, but who knows. Washington has more of a better point guard for John Wall rather than Isaiah, but it is, that's a 50-50, so we don't really know how that's going to go down. But if anything, I want Boston to win, so that way, if Cleveland ever runs into Boston, at least Boston can have another rematch, because because Al Horford can outweigh Cleveland's 5 position of getting rid of Tristan Thompson. That's basically defending at the 5 or 4, and that gives them a better leverage to actually go much more harder onto LeBron, committing more fouls, and basically doing all that good stuff. But if anything, if Toronto gives Cleveland the run of their money, I wouldn't be surprised. As for Houston, though, this is... Oh, dude, I really wanted to make a video about Russell Westbrook losing, but I literally did that, and because I wasn't able to make a video about it, but I'll just put it in, because, obviously I have enough time, so I will make a big video out of this. But, no, credits to James Harden. Personally, I think that Westbrook could have brought that shit to Game 7. It's just really sad because, Westbrook is the only one pulling up on their team, And this game, oh dude, I saw that game against, you know, like the Spurs versus Grizzlies this today, or probably today or yesterday or a day before. I don't fucking know, but that was a good game. Kawhi Leonard, he's a beast. I definitely want Houston to beat, or I want Houston to get beat by San Antonio, because San Antonio can beat out Houston, obviously, because I can see Kawhi Leonard going more harder. But let's go off onto this side. If Los Angeles Clippers or Flippers lose tonight, then I want the Warriors to sweep Utah, but I don't think Utah is going to go down that easy. It has been quite a few years since they've gone to a playoff run, so I don't know how much of a good team that would be in order to go up against San Antonio, because San Antonio and GSW would really be the biggest deal out of this whole series. But let's just say hypothetically, if Toronto beats Cleveland and Boston beat Washington, or Washington beat Boston, if Washington beat Toronto, then I like to see Washington go up against, you know, the Washington Wizards versus Spurs. And personally, to me, like, because I think John Wall, you know, considering he doesn't have as much, you know, popularity as what most people, you know, really think of him, he is capable of winning a title, because when you think about it, he's pulling off another fucking Allen Iverson, where he's dropping more than 20 points every single playoff game, and he's not holding any, he's not being held down under 20 points. Like you cannot, you know, deny that, because John Wall, he is young, he's fast, he's very ferocious on defense, but it's like 2-3 years ago, he wasn't even that good of a player. So, you know, with us seeing that is basically another, like, Allen Iverson to a certain extent, because we know what John Wall is capable for. But then again, do I think John Wall isn't ready for a title? No, because I think John Wall can definitely win a title. Like, you got to think about it. The Eastern Conference is not that. Basically, to my opinion, the Eastern Conference is not that strong. And personally, if you vision yourself within, like, the Eastern Conference, you know, what the culture of how guys play out of there, it's really not that tough. But it's like in the West, these are more tougher teams, because they actually have better, you know, like, yeah, they have better veteran players that have rings versus, you know, yes, I'm contradicting myself. At the East, they have good ring capability of winning titles, but when you really think about it, you know, if we didn't have to see, you know, like, the level of talent coming off to, like, the West more than, like, the East, then wouldn't we see a higher end stroke of, you know, better players mixing into every single team, rather than trying to be favored for your next pick every year, and basically your team is trash. Like, you're not really well supported. And yes, like, the NBA regulates and sends veterans off to other teams to balance out talent, but that's not what basketball should be. Basketball should be, you know, if a team wants you, they should take you. You shouldn't have to be weighted up on a pick just to get in. But then again, when you're going through any trade talk, that's where everybody gets cogged into the stupid 2K-ish factory mode, where everybody's contract is not safe. So wherever you go is wherever you will play, you know, for your NBA career, until something good comes up. And it's like, if you don't win and you're losing, then you're going to lose your contract and you won't be part of, like, the NBA. Which I don't think that's always true. They just, you know, demote you to the D League. But it's like, no, you still want to become part of, like, the whole crew. And I mean, yes, granted, the NBA isn't, you know, easy, but I mean, who said that, you know, that it's tough every day? Like, you can still reacclimate your skill level to a more moderate paced, you know, career, because at least that way you have more experience on just being a better teammate rather than being a cocky player, because that's what most people do in the NBA if they want to make money and become a total trash person and not be humble for their rings of hard work and team unity. So that's why it's really difficult to see the level of, you know, basically the level of teamwork chemistry of how these players can get along. So, you know, that's like with Boston. We never knew Boston could ever get that well. I really thought that Isaiah was just going to be trash, like always, and then I was just going to shit on him every fucking year. But no, I actually had a lot of sympathy for him. And even with his, you know, with his family member dead, like that, that kind of really did get me to like him even more. Not just because of his family member, but kind of shows how much hard work he really put in. Because when you really think about it, you know, most of these niggas like actually had a pretty tough life coming up. And I mean, you know, if it wasn't for them working hard, you wouldn't be seeing them within like the NBA. I mean, with Jimmy Butler, like nigga grew up homeless until he actually had the opportunity to come to Chicago, and this is what I really like about him, and this is what proves a primary example of what good, future star champion basketball prospects can be. Is that when you put in that time and work, and then you just, you know, keep everything to yourself, then I think no matter if you have a ring or not, that will make you like the best player out of what you can be, because you have moderated your balance in the NBA, and you have put in a lot of hard work, even though that you could win a ring or not. But that doesn't matter though. It's the perk of saying like, you know what? Yes, because I'm a part of this organization that has helped me and made me into a better player. And yes, you know, this is my career that I have chosen, but at least I've gotten myself closer to where I've gotten to 2-3 years ago. And you know what's really funny is, like, you know, even though you know that I'm an atheist, like most of the players that are in the NBA believe in God. And this is what's funny. TMZ was trying to be like a little bitch about this. They're saying, "Oh, well, sorry, atheists, you guys are not that smart." But basically coming from Brandon Jennings, you know, he tries to claim to say that religious athletes come out better in the NBA, and I'm just like laughing at that comment, because I'm just like, okay. So then when I try to refute that, I was just like, okay, there's plenty of other athletes that are non-believers. So Manu Ginobili, I mean, like, there's a bunch of other players that could be atheists that I don't know yet. But I mean, you know, like, fuck, you know, religious, you know, beliefs and all that. But when it comes down to basketball, you know that your heart and your passion and the culture that you have built with it never dies out in you. And I think it's like, when you look at the level of international players versus actual U.S. born like American players, we have a different skill level and we have a different vibe of how we see things when we play ball. And this is something that I'm starting to acknowledge more, because I think foreign players actually are being favored more than U.S. American players. I say this because, yes, we are the best country to ever have basketball players skyrocketing their skills, but you cannot escape the fact that we have some good competition out in the west of Europe, and also in Asia, and then possibly people that come from Africa or wherever. But you see what, like that's what I'm saying. You know what I'm talking about. We have talent that can come after us, and you know, as time goes on, I could see countries like Spain, Germany, France, Italy, Belgium, Belarus, you know, fucking Lithuania. Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Who doesn't talk about that team? That team is filthy, and legit. Like, like, just imagine how many players that we get from international, you know, teams. You know, all basically coming from Europe or wherever. Dude, the NBA would be a lot better than for us having to deal with a lot of college players, which I understand where this is going to, because a lot of college players are from basically from different countries, and you know, we don't we don't really see too many actual international players that just go overseas, do a year or two in pros, and their own basketball nation league or national league, and then you get picked up. You get picked up by the NBA, and then boom. And that's really not how people really like to see future draft picks to be seen as, that they're being picked from all the way, basically all the way from another nation, and then it just doesn't really fit well into their criteria. So with that being said, we have competition that can definitely outbeat us, and we know in the Nike Hoop Summit, the McDonald's basically the McDonald's all American basketball tournaments, or basically the showcases, or even basically Team World versus Team USA. We have competition, and I'm sorry to say this, but the NBA will probably collapse more off of actual international players, because even with guys like Giannis Antetokounmpo and all these other great international players, we're gonna probably start to get into that more, unless a good portion of our college born, or basically college U.S. American players actually put in more time to get themselves ready for draft time, and then they can develop their skills a lot better. So to finalize this, do I think that that the NBA is at risk of not having good talent? Probably say yes, because when you look at it, Golden State, they're going to be pretty good for the next few years. That's if bitch ass Durant doesn't get himself hurt. Houston, they're going to be fire. They're always going to be fire. And that's the same thing with San Antonio. OKC, they might be at risk of losing some talent. We don't know, depending on what Russell Westbrook wants. Boston, Chicago, and probably Miami and all those other teams, along with Washington, all the way through ATL, Toronto, Milwaukee, Cleveland, and Indiana. That's going to be a pretty big issue, along with the New York Knicks. But we don't know what's going to happen until free agency, and I think when media talks about it way too much, we could see a fluctuation of talent, of Melo leaving, from the East to go off to the West. But a lot of people are saying bring him to Los Angeles Lakers, the Clippers, all the Warriors, or the Houston Rockets, which I don't. No. I don't know how that would work, but probably bring him to OKC, because a lot of people say he would really fit in very well. Bringing him to San Antonio, San Antonio does need a small forward, but Kawhi Leonard would have to literally, go down to the 4, which I don't think he wants to do that. Definitely see Melo at the 4, but the Spurs are good with their lineup. So who are they to blame themselves that San Antonio is not a good team? So personally, in my whole philosophy, I think that we can see a bigger change in NBA production of good players. But if we want to see the better future of our men in the U.S. to produce better skills than for what we are seeing right now, then we really need to step up, because I think it kind of comes to show how Spain and all these other countries can really generate good players over time, and they could literally come at us in the U.S. Olympics, or basically the World Olympics, and basically shock our crowd. So yeah, guys, hope you guys enjoy that. I would like to make more videos, but I'm just freaking tired. I'll catch you guys right up on the next one. Peace, have a good day, and goodbye.